One of Daily's main goals is to help developers with all levels of experience use our audio and video APIs as efficiently as possible. As part of this goal, Daily now offers a Bidlr integration to support developers looking for a quick, no-code video solution. Bidlr is a visual development tool for building web apps and launching SaaS products without having to code. And with Daily's integration in Bidlr, you can add video and audio functionality to your Bidlr apps in just minutes. The integration also comes with the ability to embed Daily pre-built with features like screen sharing, host controls, a pre-join call UX, and participant views. In this video, we'll go over how to get started with the integration and some common ways you might use it. So with all of that said, let's get into it. To get started, you'll need a Daily account and a Bidlr account. Let's begin by setting up our Bidlr project. Once we sign up for an account and sign into the studio, we can select New Project, name our project, and choose to start from a blank project, and let the studio load. Next, we can select a blank page and then head to our project secrets where we will store our Daily API key. Select a new secret, we can call it Daily API key. Then we can sign into our Daily account. We'll go to the developer dashboard and copy our API key. Back in Bidlr, we will paste our API key in the test, production, and development values. Here, we're exposing a key we no longer use, but please make sure to keep yours secret. That's it for setup, and you can close the secrets panel. You can now use the Daily integration in Bidlr, and the rest of the video will demonstrate a few common use cases. Next, we'll go over some common flows that you might combine Daily actions into when using the integration in Bidlr. To view the complete list of actions, parameters, and available paths, go on over to the Daily Bidlr guide linked in the description. In our walkthroughs, we're going to illustrate these flows with a very Spartan user interface and trigger them from a button on our page, but you can attach them to any trigger or element. If you'd like to follow our setup, select Element and drag a button onto your page. We'll also use a few variables in our flow that we'll explain later. We'll go to Page Properties, Variables, Register New Variable, and then enter two variables. One to store room info like our room URL and room name called Daily Response, and the other to temporarily store meeting tokens when we generate them called Meeting Token. Our first flow will create a room and then join the room that is created. It's helpful for quickly getting set up with the integration and covers the basics of creating video rooms and joining those rooms. First, we'll begin by creating a new flow. We'll go to Flows, select New Flow, and then title our flow Create and Join a Room. Then, we'll select the Add action and search for Daily Create Room. Choose your API key from the project secrets and leave the rest of the room settings as is. We'll set up the target page for variable parameter, which is our current page, and type our response, which is Daily Response. Next, we'll add a Join Room action that will embed Daily pre-built into our Bidlr app. To do so, select Add Action and then search for Daily Join a Room. For the URL field, we will enter the current page and then select our variable name. We only need the URL from the response, so we'll add that to the path. We can leave the room style as is, and we won't need a meeting token. Let's try it out. To preview our app, we can select our button and go to Events to trigger the flow. And then we can select a preview and put our current page as a landing page and try it. This flow will create a room and store information about that room in a Bidlr collection. It's helpful if you want to be able to save info when you run a daily action in Bidlr to access and retrieve later. Again, we'll begin by creating a new flow, and we'll call it Save Room Information. From within a flow, select Add Action, and then search for Daily Create Room. Select your API key from Project Secrets. We'll leave the other preset settings as is. Next, we'll set up the target page for variable parameter and choose the page with our variable. For the variable to set response data field, we will type in daily response. Now we'll make a new data collection to save our information. To do that, we'll go to our collection and select Add Collection and title the collection Room Info. After creating our collection, we'll select Add Field and add 2 field names, name and URL. Heading back to our flow, we'll select Add Action, then Data, Create a Record. In our Data, Create Record action, we'll add Room Info, which is the collection we just created, and map our 2 fields. Let's start with name. To do this, in the Select a Field field, we'll choose name, and for the variable to bring field, we'll change the variable type to from variable. For the page where the variable is, we'll select our current page, and for the variable name, we'll select daily response, and add a path to access the name. We'll add another variable, so select map a field, choose the URL field, change the value to bring to from variable, choose the current page as the page where the variable is, daily response as the variable name, and URL as the path. Let's try it out. We'll select our button, go to Events, and select the Save Information flow to trigger when we click the button. Then select Preview, click our button, and head back to our Bidlr collection. Nice! We have a new record, and we've saved the room name and the URL for the room that we just created. For this next flow, we'll create and join a private room. Only users with a corresponding meeting token will be able to automatically join a room. Begin by creating a new flow. We'll call it Create a Private Room. From within the flow, select Add Action and then search for Daily Create Room. Select your API key from the project secrets and then update the privacy of the room to private. We can also choose to enable or disable knocking. When knocking is enabled, a meeting owner can let users who don't have a corresponding meeting token into the video room. We'll set up the target page for variable parameter and choose the page with our variable. And for the variable to set response data, we'll add daily response. Next, we'll create a meeting token by adding the daily create a meeting token action. Choose your API key, and for room name, we'll input our daily response variable and add a path for name. In target page for variable, we'll select our current page and add meeting token as the variable to set response data. Next, we'll add a join room action. For the URL field, we will enter the current page and then select our variable name. We only need the URL from the response, so we'll add that to the path. We can leave the room style as is. For the meeting token, we will enter the current page and select our variable name and add the token as the path. Let's try it out. To preview our app, we can select our button and go to Events to trigger this flow. We can select the preview button and try it out. Nice! We created a private room and a token, and we are able to get into our call. In this last flow, we'll create a live stream. We're using YouTube, for example, but you can use any live streaming platform like Twitch or Mux or Facebook. This action is currently only available to users on paid plans with Daily. So to upgrade and learn more, head to Daily's pricing page, which is linked in the description of this video. We'll begin by creating a new flow and call it Start Livestream. Then we will select Add Action and add Daily Create Room. Select your API key from the project secrets and we'll leave the other settings as is. We'll set up the target page for variable and choose our current page and type in the daily response for the variable to set response data to. Next, we'll add the daily create meeting token action since only users with an owner meeting token will be able to start a live stream. We'll set up our API key. For the room name, we'll change our type to from variable, set the current page as the target page, and add the daily response as the variable. We'll also want to add the name as the path. We'll set the isOwner value to true, set our target page to our current page, and set the variable to meeting token. Next, we'll add a Start Livestream action. Since we're using YouTube to stream, we will log into a YouTube account and in the top header, select the video icon, then go live. While that loads, we'll head back to Bidlr and set up our room URL. We'll make sure the type is from variable, select the current page for our target page, and set the daily response variable. We'll also add URL to the path. Back in YouTube, we'll copy the RTMP URL, add a slash, and then put our stream key at the end. As the last step, we can add the owner meeting token that we created. We'll switch our variable type to from variable, select the variable name, and add a path token. Let's preview this. We'll select our button, go to Events, and select our live stream flow. Then we will select Preview, click our button. Okay, we've got this live indicator, and we are streaming our video call. Thanks for watching the video guide for integrating Daily with Bidlr.